Hi, my name is Prather, and this is my personal code of ethics video. When I was looking at the materials from the module and also just trying to formulate a list of the things that I wanted to write down, the things that I came up with seemed to come from the virtue lens, which makes sense because this is a personal assignment. And the first code of ethics that I came up with to list was helping others with a servant heart, and it's kind of laid the groundwork for everything that came after it. This is something that was instilled in us in me at a young age. And I think that I saw it played out best with my grandmas. They both gave their resources, their time, their effort freely to anybody that was struggling and in need, whether it be an organization, a friend, a family member, a colleague. If they could give, they would give. And I just think that that's something that's important for me to show, for me to live myself, but also to show my own children that that's how you kind of need to live your life. That's super important to me. The next two are to always be kind and to treat others fairly and equally. And I think that we learn this from a really young age. I think I can remember these lessons from kindergarten all throughout my educational career. And I think, during the middle school and high school years, when you're kind of figuring out who you are and you're finding your friends and, jockeying for that social hierarchy position, I think that these things kind of get put on the back burner. And I think it's really important for us as educators to continue those conversations in our classroom, because that's the basic standard of treating a human, is to be kind and to treat them fairly and equally. That's the basics. And I think that sometimes that gets forgotten. So it's important for us to still continue those conversations. The next two I have on my list is to live with integrity and take responsibility. And I think these come a little bit later in life. I think if you asked a 16-year-old what integrity is, I think they could probably give you the Webster definition, but I don't know that they actually know what that truly means. And I think that that's just something that you find out from maturing and growing and being out in the real world as an adult. Being honest, consistent, and transparent, to me, is living with integrity. And if you can't do that, owning up to it and taking responsibility. I don't think we're defined by our mistakes. I think we're defined on how we handle our mistakes, what the road forward is after that. And I think that that's super important. Those kind of go hand in hand with the next two, and that's being trustworthy and loyal. To be trustworthy is to be reliable and dependable. If I ask somebody to do something, if I trust them, I know it's going to be done and it's going to be done right. And you always want people that are loyal, people that are faithful and true to you, no matter what, through thick and thin. Those are just the foundation of a great friendship. And I also think that those are two things that we don't really realize how important they are when we're young, but as we continue in our personal and professional relationships, those become paramount. And I try to talk to my students and my own children about front row friends. Front row friends, if you imagine you're standing on the stage, the people that you hear the most are the people that are sitting in the front row. And those are the people that are cheering for you the loudest. They're the people that have your back when you're not in the room. They're the people that are telling you the truth, that are picking you up when you fall. And what I like to tell my students is that front row can change, but that front row needs to live up to what you feel like a great friend is. And there's other rows and there's other people that you're going to be hearing, and those people are going to be great friends too. But the people in your front row, the people that you hold close, are the people that you hold to a higher standard. And to me, that's what this personal code of ethics is. It's a higher standard. This is what I try and live by. This is what I measure my front row of friends up to. And I think that that's just important in life, to know who those people are, the people that fit all of these characteristics, that love you and support you no matter what. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a great day.